Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Reps probe non-delivery of 2,000 tractors, other equipment promised by Tinubu. Reps probe non-delivery of 2,000 tractors, other equipment promised by Tinubu. The lawmakers said the non-delivery of the tractors and implements poses a challenge to Nigeria's food sufficiency ambitions. The House of Representatives has launched an investigation into the non-delivery of 2,000 tractors and 100 combined harvesters promised by President Bola Tinubu in 2023. The equipment valued at $700 million and 2.98 billion naira were to be delivered under the Presidential Food Security Initiative and the Renewed Hope Agricultural Mechanization Drive. The House decision to probe the initiative followed a motion moved by Saba Adam, APC Kwara, on Tuesday during plenary. In his motion, Mr. Adam noted that the farm equipment had not been delivered, stressing the need to investigate the entire procurement process. The legislature explained that under the Presidential Food Security Initiative (PFSI), the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security had entered into a 5-year agreement with AfTrade (DMCC) for the establishment of a tractor assembly plant. The plant was to produce 9,022 agricultural implements and 2,000 Belarus tractors annually at an estimated cost of $684.1 million for the equipment and 138.6 billion naira for delivery and assembly. He stated that the agreement, if properly implemented, will have significant benefit for the country, including increased agricultural production, technology transfer, and a reduction in foreign currency expenditure on ready-made equipment due to the growth of local production. A year after the agreements were signed by the National Agricultural Development Fund and the Federal Ministry of Agric and Food Security, no single tractor or implement has been received in Nigeria, despite the huge public funds involved in this transaction. He said the non-delivery of these tractors and implements is a setback to the renewed hope agenda in agricultural mechanization and poses a challenge to Nigeria's food sufficiency ambition, as 2 farming seasons have been lost since the signing of the agreement. There is a need to investigate the non-delivery of the tractors, implements, and combined harvesters over a year after the agreements were signed, as well as the status of the tractor assembly plants envisioned by the agreement, the lawmaker added. Consequently, the House mandated its Committee on Agricultural Production and Services to investigate the procurement and distribution of the equipment. The motion was adopted without debate when put to a vote by Speaker Abbas Tajudeen. The voice vote in favour of the motion was unanimous. Remember to give a like and to share. Let's look at food crisis in Nigeria. Nigeria has been experiencing a sharp increase in food prices in recent years, a trend that worsens the 2023 following President Tinubu's removal of petrol subsidy and the adoption of a floating exchange rate of the naira. The shift has led to a steep increase in the cost of staple food, pushing many Nigerians further into poverty and heightening food security. The persistent surge in prices over the past year has led to the closure of several farms and businesses, with many agricultural producers scaling back their output due to insecurity and unpredictable weather conditions affecting rural areas. In response, Mr. Tinubu declared a state of emergency on food insecurity in July last year, aiming to combat rising food costs. Despite this effort, food inflation has continued unabated. In July, Mr. Tinubu unveiled some proactive measures meant to address skyrocketing food prices in the country. Among the measures was suspension of duties, tariffs, and taxes on the importation of essential food items such as beans, wheat, and husked brown rice. However, despite this intervention, food inflation has shown little sign of easing. Now, the question is, since the president has promised all these things, what is happening? Why are they not being delivered? Like the reps are trying to probe into it. Is it that the budgetary provisions are not made for them? Or what are the teething problems they might probably be facing? I think the Ministry of Agriculture we need to come forward and explain to Nigerians so that we will know the situation on ground, because we don't need to jump the gun by blaming the agency while not knowing the reasons for the delay. It is very, very important. And also with the fact that there is food insecurity, which the president has declared a state of emergency upon in July last year. I think an affirmative action had been given, or maybe it should be given towards this, and then the people concerned, they are supposed to be proactive. And if peradventure it seems as if it is the budgetary allocation that is not coming for it, because it's an emergency declared by the president, I think they too need to speak up and let Nigerians know, because honestly, food inflation is killing most Nigerians, is rendering a lot of Nigerians financially incapacitated. And the earlier we quickly go into more manufacturing, the better, because the more of these produces we have around, the more effect it will have on the pricing. Since the demand is higher than the supply right now, of course the situation will continue to be like that. But if we decide, as the president has declared an emergency, to make sure that there is massive agricultural production, that will make the supply too higher than the demand, and then there will be surge in the price again. It will come down, there will be drastic reduction. Then Nigeria can then move forward, because this food crisis is something else. And Nigeria, the leadership should not forget that an hungry man is an angry man. Very important. The other side of it, if peradventure that some allocation has been given to it and we are not seeing it, that is corruption. And I think the government need to look into it. If there is any need to probe it and to bring the people in question to book, they should be proactive about it. The earlier the better. Nigeria will be better for all of us. Thank you. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe.